welcome back to Poplar Creek Farm. So today I am in my basement, in my growing, beekeeping, everything area. This is kind of my portion of the basement, and this is where I start all my seeds. This is where I keep all my beekeeping supplies. This is where I have like my plants come in for the winter. I've got a red maple tree here. I've got a whole bunch of stuff down here. And I also have a whole bunch of mess. So today I'm going to get myself a bit more organized, because in the next few months we are going to be starting seeds for 2021. Probably won't be until February, end of February is when we'll first start some of the seeds that will actually move out into our garden. So one of the things I'm doing this year that I'm really excited about is I have somewhere in this mess, I have some frost fabric. So this year I am hoping to move crops out a little bit earlier. I got quite a bit of frost fabric. It was on sale on Amazon, and so I purchased a little extra. And so I want to really try to get some of these cool weather crops out earlier so that I can have almost like a whole rotation of cool weather crops that I'll be able to harvest and then put something for the summer into. My goal is to basically have 3 seasons of gardening. This past year I moved crops out early, but it wasn't early enough that I could harvest enough of it to be able to actually take some of it out and plant something else there. So that's my goal, is to have kind of 3 full sections of gardening. Some things are obviously going to mix in. You know, kale is one of the most cold hardy crops that I can put out there, but I can grow kale all through summer and into fall, and it's not going to go bad necessarily. So that crop is not something I'm going to pull out. But things like kohlrabi, rutabaga, things that are more like cold hardy cabbages that are a one and done, where you pull that crop out, I want to be able to replace it with something else, whether it be not replacing it until fall gardening, or replacing some of it in the summer. Things like kohlrabi grow pretty fast typically in the cooler weather, so I'm hoping I can get a harvest of that before summer and then be able to put something else in the summer, which will be really cool. Let me actually grab my frost fabric to show you guys. So I got 4 of these. These are ag fabric floating row covers. These are really big, so they are 10 feet by 50 feet. So they are I'm actually probably going to cut these in half, because 10 feet wide is way more than I need, or I can cover 2 rows with them. 50 feet is plenty for my length. I may even have to cut some of them down, but I'm really excited. I got 4 of these. So at the very least, even if I just cover a single row, so these will at least cover, I've got 4 of them, so I can cover 8 50-foot rows. That's, if I cut them in half and then I'm covering a single row. That's a ton of growing space that I can grow cold weather crops in. I may not need all of this right now, but I'm hoping to use it again, obviously, in the fall. To be able to have a really good fall garden this year. Because this past year, I realized my soil needed a lot of amendment, and I couldn't quite just throw in a fall garden without amending my soil. And so I took that time, instead of having a fall garden, which definitely was hard, to not have that fall garden, but I took that time to amend my soil. I used cover crops, I added in compost, we tilled it up really good. So the cover crops are still there, and they will get tilled in the spring. For the most part, they're not all going to get tilled, and I am going to try to leave some of them and see how they do around the crops. But we're also going to add some more compost to the garden, and so hopefully my garden will be fully amended, and my garden's never going to be fully amended. I have an in-ground garden in clay soil, so I'm always going to have to add amendment and always have to add things, but I'm hoping it's amended enough that I can have that full spring garden, summer garden, and fall garden. So I'm really excited about that. And this is going to be a huge... So another thing I purchased recently that I'm really excited about and need to get organized and get put in place so that I'm not searching for these things, because again, you just saw that I was searching for the fabric covers, is these labels. These are 120 labels. They're like $6 on Amazon. And these are plastic labels for my seed starts. These are going to be for ones that I'm selling, because last year I used popsicle sticks and they were really hard to read. And I'm also going to try to keep them... I have multiple packs of these. I'm going to try to keep them color-coded to an extent. So I'm not going to have 2 trays of red labels next to each other that are 2 different crops. I'm going to try to keep them somewhat separated. Obviously, I've only got 6 colors here, so I can't do every variety in a different color, or I would need like 50 different colors. But I will have it at least somewhat more organized. So I need to get this kind of stuff organized. I have seed starting mix that I need to get organized. I have seeds everywhere. I've even still got my sunflowers that I just left down here. They're dried, that I want to save seeds from. So I just need to get stuff put away and organized, because it's a hot mess. and I'm over it because I'm ready to start seeds. Let me show you guys real quick the progress on my starts. So that's kale. I'll pull it out here so you guys can see a little bit better. Actually, might be able to see it better that way. So you can tell this is kale because we've got some true leaves started, and this is the dwarf kale, and it's got those kind of ragged leaves. So I'm really excited. I'm probably actually, because like we've got a couple hitting here, I'm probably gonna lift this light up probably today or tomorrow. And these are some of the Play-Doh 2 lettuce. Have a little bit of spotty germination, but I can move some of them around. Super, super excited. Oh, I still have my heat mat on there. Whoops. So we'll go ahead and pull that out so it's ready for the next go round. And here is my mix. It's a musclin mix of lettuce, and I really need to thin it, but I don't want to thin it because I don't want to kill them. But they're doing awesome. You can see there's some different varieties of colors and stuff. There's some like reddish purplies and then bright greens. So I'm really excited to see how these do. On Friday, guys, I'm starting the whole 60, which I am super nervous about. I've done the whole 30 before, but I'm going to do a full 60 days of it. And it's just a whole 30 for 60 days. That's all it is when I say whole 60. But if you guys want to join along and kind of come to me for some motivation or help at all, please do. I would love for you guys to join me in my journey on the whole 60. I think keeping you guys kind of motivated keeps me motivated. So please come to me for motivation. But all right, let's get started on getting some stuff organized. One of the biggest things that bugs me is not having stuff like quickly accessible. So I don't have a lot of organization down here shelves wise. Got shelves for my beekeeping stuff, but that's full of beekeeping stuff. And I have boxes of stuff, but I don't really have a place to put them. So I think one of the things I'm going to do is put some stuff in this grow bag. This is a gigantic, like 100-gallon grow bag. I think it's 100 gallons. 45 gallons, just kidding. It's like ginormous. But so yeah, I won this. I entered some contests, and I got this with some free seeds. And I'm not going to use this year. I'm probably actually going to give it to my grandma in the spring because I don't really use grow bags a whole lot. I have chickens, and if I have anything outside of my garden, they're going to eat it. And I have an in-ground garden, so I don't really need a grow bag. But I'm going to use it for organization for right now. So I'm going to put all my seed starting mix in there because then I can kind of put it to the side and it'll be out of the way, I think. I use Burpees. I use Burpees eco-friendly seed starting mix. It's organic and comes in these. What size are these bags? 8-quart bags. This normally gets at least one soil block tray done, so 50 soil blocks. Sometimes more. I think more than that even. I think it's like 2, 1.5 to 2. I have a lot of trays. I have 27 trays that I can start, so I will need more than just one. I have 8 right now, and I will probably be getting some more, but I wanted to get some so I can get started. But I'm going to put these in here to kind of keep all that stuff together. I don't know, guys. I'm terrible with organization, but I need to put it somewhere to get it somewhat organized. Alright, holy moly, I have 10 bags. I thought I only ordered 8. Initially, I thought I ordered more than 8, but then I had 2 boxes, and I knew the first box had 4, so I figured the second box had 4. No, the second box had 6. So I've got 10 bags of seed starting mix, and then, unfortunately, this isn't even going to be enough, but it's a good start. And yes, I have a gigantic mess that I need to sweep up. That's part of the reason I need to come down here and organize. Alright, so next in this thing, I'm going to put all of my labels, because then all my seed starting stuff is put together. So when I go to start seeds, I'll obviously have my mix, and I'll have my labels. And I think I'm going to set my seed trays in here. The trays that I've got all my seed bagged up in. So I'm just going to set these to the side. Like I said, these are 120 labels in each bag, and I got 8 of them. Because I can start 1,350 seeds if I do all of the soil blocks, completely filled everything. Which, knowing me, I will. So, let's see. Ooh, I'm going to put all my seeds. I'm going to set them on top. So then all my seed starting stuff is together. I'll feel more organized, even though it's It's not exactly the greatest organization in the world. It'll work. I feel like I had more seeds that came that I didn't bring down here. I don't know. I have seeds everywhere. I have seeds that I've saved, seeds my neighbor saved. More seeds I saved. And I still have seeds elsewhere too, I think. I don't know anymore. Alright, so on my grow station, we used to have organization underneath and more on top. But as we've expanded it, we can't really put a whole lot up there. But I am going to put, this is where I put all my grow mats. The heat mats I put up there. My soil block is up there. I've got extra trays. Foil, some extra random stuff. So that's where I put a lot of like the, kind of just like a catch-all. Let's go ahead and roll this. I try to roll them up and have them be somewhat organized. This just helps, again, keep me organized so that I know where I've got stuff when I'm ready to start seeds, because these heat mats make a huge difference in germination. I've tried without the heat mat and I've tried with the heat mat, and I'm telling you, it's like half the amount of time for germination when you have the heat mat. Move that giant thing over, because I had to sweep up this gigantic mess. I have a spoon down here that is kind of just designated now as like my gardening spoon. I use this when I took out my soil blocks because they kind of can start to stick together a little bit, so I would like scoop them out with this. This is not going back to the kitchen. This is my gardening spoon now. Just set that there. So guys, I want everybody who watches this video and garden, I would love for you guys to comment below what you guys are most excited to grow this year. I am so excited to garden already for summer, friggin' summer, and it's only a couple days after Christmas, but I'm just ready. I'm just ready to garden. I'm ready for it to be warm again. I'm ready for sunshine. So I want to hear what you guys are excited about growing. I am super excited about growing more varieties of tomatoes this year. I'm growing a bunch of different varieties that I haven't grown before, because what I'm trying to do is like grow a couple new ones each year to kind of figure out what I like best, also what sells best, because I do sell seedlings. So I'm growing a bunch of different varieties this year, and I'm wicked excited about that. I think I'm most excited this year to grow the Dr. Wishies and the Cherokee Purple, just because I've heard their flavor is so good. So let me know what you guys are most excited about growing, because I want to try everything. I'm also excited about growing cucamelons. I love gherkins. Love, 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 love sweet gherkins. Those are like my favorite pickles to eat. And that's kind of what I've heard is like they're more of a gherkin cucumber. So I'm really excited about those. Alright guys, I think my seed starting grow area is all organized, or as organized as it'll ever be, because I'm just not a super organized person. That's just not me. But it is really clean. I swept up all the dirt that I've made a mess of, which, I mean, if you guys have an area where you grow stuff, it's impossible to keep it like perfectly clean, because you're bringing soil in, a seed starting mixer of some sort. You're bringing something in to obviously grow your seeds in, and it's pretty much impossible to keep it like perfectly spotless, but it's cleanish. It's as clean as it's gonna get. So I'm gonna go ahead and raise that one grow light because it is super low, and I'm so excited to start seeds. I cannot wait. I am like way more ready, I think, than I've ever been to get going on gardening, just because this past year my garden didn't do super hot, and I learned a lot of what to do and what not to do, and I want to try some new things, different grow methods, and I'm ready for it. So ready for it. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and remember, we're growing today for a better tomorrow. Like and subscribe and join me on the next one.